It's such a beautiful day outside. I thought I'd come out here and, spend some time outside. And while I'm doing that, I thought I'd do a video for you guys showing you what I carry with me every day. Now, a lot of people call these bags by different names. Some people call them bug out bags or get home bags or EDC bags. I like to refer to mine as an Armageddon response bag as a tongue-in-cheek joke. What it is stuff I carry with me just about every day. I would say it's on me 95% of the time, except in the cases where it's illegal to carry it, and even sometimes then I have it with me. This is stuff to make your life suck less or enhance it in a good situation. And really, that's what I use all this gear for, to make my life a little better in all life situations or make it a little easier. Now I want to show you guys what's in every pocket of this bag and everything I carry. Keep in mind that this bag has evolved 100 different times over the years. In fact, in the 3 years I've done YouTube videos, this bag has changed multiple times and become different bags. It has changed 90% of the gear in one way or another. And I've kind of got it down to a science of what I like to carry. Stuff that's efficient, stuff that's lightweight, and stuff that'll last forever. These tools will enhance your life when you're out and about. If you need to use them, you can rely on them. And I've tested every bit of gear in here. There's no bright and shiny thing in here, save for one or two things that are one-use items. Everything else has been tried and tested and, for the most part abused until I got it right. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I got in the bag. First of all, let's talk about the bag itself. This is a great bag. This is by Hazard 4. It's their Plan B bag. It's a narrow bag, and I really like that feature of it. When you put it on your bag, it slings across like any other sling bag, except you can see how narrow it is, but the length is the same as most every other backpack. When you put it on, it just feels narrow on your back. If you're walking in the bush or something like that, like I like to do a lot, or go hiking, you're not going to get caught on branches, and you're not going to get caught up on all sorts of things you could be getting into. And for me, that's really important. Also, you notice the size of the bag. A lot of people will have bags that are 100 pounds or 50 pounds or whatever, and they're big and huge and hard to carry. I don't like that. I like to be fast. I like to be sleek. If I can't sprint in my bag, I don't want it, because if I ever need to go someplace, I want to be able to take it with me with no problems whatsoever. So that's something I really like to keep in mind when I'm picking out packs, and this one fits the bill for me. Alright, let's talk about the outside of the bag. You'll see this Everly stock little gear thing here. What this is really is just little pockets I can put my deer tags in, my elk tags in, my fishing license, or some other type of paper or important stuff I need to keep with me. I always carry it in this little thing. It's just on some MOLLE. Someday that might get changed, I'm not sure yet. I've had this for at least a year and a half. You can see it shows very little wear on it. It was a great pack thing to have. The next thing you'll notice is this Benchmade tool here. Made in the USA, the OD green, just like my bag. When you open it up, here is a cutting tool. This thing is still razor sharp. I've used it for a lot of different things. I mean, it's really a seatbelt cutter, but I've used it on game to zip them up and, gut them really easily. It's fast and easy, and really easy to keep up. I only keep a light oil on it, and it's lasted a long time. Also in here I keep a needle, and this one is just a little sailing sew needle in case you need to sew something up, which I've had to do a few times. It's great to have. Now let me flip it around here. Right here is a little solar light. You can see the solar there, and I've used this a lot. It's made by Swiss Tech. It's really easy to keep up. I mean, it's been abused, hanging on the outside of the pack. You never have to replace the batteries. It just works. And for me, I love that about it. Right here, oh, I got it open. I forgot I had my gun in here. Just so you guys know, Glock 26. Might as well get that out of the way. Got some Hornady ammo in it. A holster I made out of Kydex not too long ago. And I really like that too. Right here we got some Ranger beads, or pace beads, whatever you want to call them. Anyone who's into bushcraft or has been in the military probably has to use this at one point or another in their life. Right here, I haven't had this one used yet. This is a little light, a key fob light, that goes on to know your jackets or whatever. I still got the little tag in there. I've used one. This one I'm keeping virgin until I need to use it. So, that's like that. Let's just get to this back pocket here since it was already open. I was messing around with one of my guns in there earlier. I don't keep too much in here. Once in a while, if I'm going someplace where I feel it's pretty dangerous at, I'll take 2 Glock stick mags. And those are 33 rounds of 9mm, so. Right here, we've got a GPS. This one is a Garmin 62 STC. It's probably the best GPS in my opinion for outdoor use. A lot of people will say it doesn't have a touchscreen. For me, that's more of a hindrance when you're out and about in the woods, especially when it's cold, like here in Montana. If it's 20 below and you're out, you know, cross-country skiing, you don't want to take your fingers out of the glove to press the buttons. So you'll see that. And, you know, it auto geotags when you take a picture, which I love. I've got, you know, all sorts of waypoints in here. I know how to use just about every single feature on this GPS, which for me is just a plus. It works, it's fast, efficient, battery lasts a long time, and I've got spare batteries and stuff that I can use at any point that I need them. So let me set that aside here. The next thing you'll notice is I have a little ham radio set up. And yes, I am a ham radio operator. I've had my license for a couple of months now, and if those of you who want to talk to me, I'm KG7DPL up here in Montana, so I'd love to hear from you. I've also got the Vhf and Vhf Antenna Attachment. For this one I need it. I love this Yaesu VX7R. I mean, for me, it was all about having something that was indestructible and versatile. And I'm always going into places that aren't so people friendly. And the fact that there's a lot of mountain stuff, a lot of, you know, things I could get into that are probably not too great for gear. This one is completely submersible. The battery lasts a long time. It's easy to change out the battery when you need it. And it's just a great tool. I'll probably do a review on this later in the future, as well as a GPS. In fact, anything on this bag you guys want to see a review, just let me know. I'd love to do something. So I'll zip that up. And then next thing we'll go to is this pocket right up here, which is my first aid kit. Now, I believe all first aid kits should be tailored to your needs. You're not going to have a one size fits all with them. You might have certain medications you need to take, or stuff that you might use more often than other people. And that's how I approached the situation when I made mine. So first, we'll see Quick Clot right up top. And I've had to use this stuff. You know, a lot of people have it, not very many people have had to use it. It really sucks. In a bad way, when you feel it. It's good when you use it because it stops the bleeding, but it gets so hot against your skin, it just burns. You never want to use it again when you have it, but I recognize the need to carry it. So let me set that aside. I've got some gas X here. Anyone who's been backpacking or hiking and has had problems with their GI, you do not want to have that situation again. It's always good to have something like that. We have some alcohol in a bottle here in this little Nalgene 2-ounce bottle. I have a little pill carrier. This I use all the time, believe it or not. I've got Advil in here of different types. I've got some Meclizine, which is a dizzy pill, some Sudafed, some Prevacid, aspirin, some allergy pills, and a few other pain pills in there. It's great to have something like that tailored to your needs. I have some scissors here, which have been used and abused. You can really see that. Great ones. I'm not sure what brand they are. They were in a sewing kit I got a long time ago. General Neosporin. This is just a triple antibiotic, and it's just like the Walmart version of Neosporin. Works great. Anyone who goes out into the backcountry knows you get cut all the time, or knows somebody that has. I've got some Burt's Beeswax. This one has mango butter on it. And, you know, I'm not really much for lip balm, but I do go out in the winter, and it's a plus to have that kind of stuff with you. Next, we've got some tweezers. 2 different types. These are the best. I think they're by Lacrosse. They're just, you know, above and beyond most tweezers. When you grab something really small, you can actually pull it. And I've got slivers all the time, and, you know, many little things I've needed to use these for. Even for a tick. Pulling one of those off, they work great. We've got some Vicks Vapor Inhaler. A lot of you guys would probably like to have this, especially those of you with allergies like me. When you put it to your nose and breathe in, it really does clear the passages. I usually keep a fresh bottle in here every time and change it out anytime I have to use it. So that's good to have. Got some fingernail clippers. You can never have too many of these laying around your house or in your bag. You know, at one point or another, you're going to need to use them. I highly recommend carrying some. And then we got this little EDC pack. It's in a waterproof little box here from Walmart. Doesn't cost very much, but it does work great. I don't think I'm going to take it all apart, but I'll tell you what's in here. First off, you'll see, you know, little scalpels in there that are sterile. We've got super glue. Got a little SteriPen, which are great for stopping blood. I've got some of these non-stick, you know, compression bandages and gauze that you can use in a situation, and some band-aids. That's all that's really in there. So that's my first aid kit. Now let me go ahead and get to the next part here, which is kind of like this general pocket. So when I open it up, I've got a bunch of random things in here. One thing is a fishing kit. This one, I have all sorts of little things. I use this all the time. It has sinkers, some lures, some fake bait, some hooks, one of these Insta cloths. You know, stuff you might need when you're fishing. I've got some spare rechargeable batteries. These are Power X, one of the higher ones. They're great for AA's. Some Kevlar thread, an OD green, or I guess olive. 50 yards of that. I've got my titanium fire steel. You know, most of the time this is around my neck. And you guys have seen a review on this, made by Exotac. It's great gear. Expensive, but for other reasons it's really cool. I have some more of those little towels and a waterproof, you know, just medicine bottle. These are great. I forget what they're called, probably like pill towels or something like that. But basically you throw one of those in the water and you get something about the size of a washcloth with each little tab there. And you can use it for just about anything. Right here I did this myself. I got, I forget what they're called, Twisty Ties. There you go. I laid it down on the table, took Gorilla duct tape, put it around there, and made a little spool of it. I love to have the best duct tape, none of that cheap stuff, and, you know, comes in handy all the time. This is great gear to have. I've got a little water filter straw here. I've got a pen and a pencil. I've got a WD-40 dispenser. I guess WD-40 pens. These are great for your knives and stuff, or anything you just need a little lubrication on. I've got a diamond rod here for sharpening. I don't use it that often, but I've used it before to touch up stuff. I'd rather use a stone, but that does work. Speaking of stones, this is from a long time ago. A really old K-bar Arkansas stone, and I've used it to sharpen a lot of things. I even still got the really old instructions in there. Pretty cool. I've got stuff for my Leatherman, just little tools and bits. And I've got one of these hot pads for your gloves or your shoes or whatever. Got a signal mirror, and I've got some tinfoil right there. There are a few things missing from here. I moved into another pack. One being one of those little magnifying Fresnel lenses. You guys have seen those before. I've done a video on them, and you know, not too long ago I did a review on them. So let me go ahead, open up the big pockets, or pocket I should say. This bag does have straps to tighten stuff down, which I enjoy. A lot of times if I'm going fishing or something, I'll throw my collapsible pole in here in this pocket, or if I'm going up to the woods, I'll put my Grand Force rucksacks on the other side. And I just have to loosen these again. You can see even my bag's beat up. Everything's been used. Nothing's been sitting here forever. So when we open it up, one reason I like this bag is very, you know, compartment organized. There's a way to separate everything. I think first we'll start with the top of the bag right here. Let me fold this back up. I apologize for the noise. I'm out here in the wind and, you know, at my house in my backyard, and it's close to a street. So I've got a little journal here, all weather journal. You know, you can write stuff down in here. Will not be affected by the weather. I've got a map of the mountains I most visit, which are the Beartooth Mountains here in Montana. In fact, every summer you'll be probably really likely to run into me 1 or 2 times on some common trails if you've gone there. I've got some little clothespins here. This is more or less my fire kit. I don't think I'm going to take everything out of here. I've got another little fishing kit here. I've got a fishing line here that's a cable for holding fish down on the bank or doing whatever, and it's covered by ranger bands. I've got some candles right here. I've got some magnesium, my favorite fire stills, which are the Light My Fire stills. I've got another little fire starter here. I'm a big believer in carrying more than one option for fire. And then the rest is filled with wet fire, which I've done reviews on and done tests on, if you want to look them up. And I've got some bobbers in here. So we'll set that aside. Get to the inside pockets. Right up here, those of you who are into going out in nature should have a pair of these. Some Swarovskis. These ones are 8 by 20s. It basically has the clearest glass you can get. I mean, you stare into these, it's like staring into something you wouldn't believe, like you're right there. Now, if you're lucky enough to get the larger pairs, those are great too, but I mean, you're talking $2,000 to $3,000. These ones were spendy enough, around $800. So you're not going to get into these cheap. But if you do get them, you'll be able to hold on to them for life. So let me set that aside. And I'll do a review on those too. I've got a towel here, an Msr Towel. It's been used. It probably should be washed. And I carry this with me when I go backpacking as well, all the time. I've got a Shema here. Now, as far as gear goes, this is probably the one piece of gear I haven't had to use much. I think I used it once for filtering water. That was it. So I'll set that aside. Here we got a tarp. This is just I think a 10 by 8 tarp. It's a very cheap one, but it does work. I've had to use it on more than one occasion when I go fishing. This one is one of those one-use items I told you I haven't really opened, except for one previous one to look at. It's a sleeping bag towel, or not towel, a sleeping bag heat blanket. There you go. In here we've got my compass. This is a Brunton, and you can use this for just about anything. This one, you can use it as a chronometer. In fact, I'm really big into navigation. I know a lot about it. I've taken so many classes on it, and at one point I made my living at it. So it's always great to have the best. You can see it's missing all the little pieces. It's been used, but it hasn't failed me. Great to have. Right here, I've got a little titanium pot. This one is by Vargo, I believe. I think it has 40 milliliters or something in there. Big enough to make some soup. I've got a sponge in there. 2 little expandable bags. This one expands into a little backpack. This one expands into a little carry bag. And on the bottom I have a ShamWow for cleaning. So I love that. Now let's get to the very bottom pack. And this bag does come with dividers. You can separate them out any way you see fit. This is the way I like it. I've got some oatmeal here I carry with me. Everything I have can be used with the pot and the tools I have. So anyway, my favorite, apples and cinnamon when it comes to oatmeal. Got some gum here, Orbit. This one's a lemon lime. I've got honey. Most people don't realize, but honey is like the most multi-use item you can have as far as food goes in your pack. It's pure energy when you take it. It tastes great. If you get a cut or a scrape or something like that, You can put it on top of your cut and it'll help you heal. It'll help you with allergies if it's a local honey. It's just, you know, the best item to have, I think. In fact, I'll probably get a larger tube here and keep it with me. This one's been great so far. I've had to replace the honey maybe once, and you know, it gets used. You can throw it in your food to make stuff taste better, but it always tastes great. I've got some protein bars in here. These ones are my favorite. You get these at Sam's Club. It's just premier nutrition. They taste good. Double chocolate, yogurt peanut crunch. You know, that's what I like. Let's see what else I got here. Yep, another double chocolate crunch. Good food. Got some more gum in here. Some Winter Fresh. I love having gum. I've made some trail mixes. This one has mangoes, papaya. It has bananas, almonds, and cashews. I think that's what this one has, and apricots. I do have a dehydrator. I made this a long time ago, put it up here. It's been in the bag since I got it. Haven't had to open this one yet, but I know I like it. This one, the same thing. This one's one you can buy from Walmart, I think. It has M&Ms, almonds, peanuts, raisins, you know, basically Gorp. Good stuff to have. Right here is a very important part of my bag. I do have the pot to boil water if I need to, but this is probably the one thing that I stress everyone have in their pack in some form or another. It's more than just a straw filter like that one we just saw. This is a Katadyn Purifier. That means it'll take out everything, not just filter it. It purifies it. It has a charcoal filter on the inside and ceramic lining, I think. I had an updated filter in it. It's basically a squeeze bottle. Open it up, use it when you need it, and you know, it's probably the most reliable. I got an extra straw for it. You guys should look into this. I think it's Katadyn My Purifier bottle or something like that. They make 5 different types, different colors. This one's just my favorite color. Got the little elk here next to the tree. 750 milliliters. Good to have for your pack, lightweight. And when you can't carry a big old filter, that's the next best thing. So let's get in here. We got some titanium forks. These have been used a lot. In fact, these two have been with me everywhere I've gone backpacking the last 3 years since I've had them. You can see it's scraping off stuff, but easy to clean. I love titanium utensils. And, you know, they're lightweight and strong. Can't beat that. Right here we've got some garlic powder and onion powder mixed and some salt. And you can see it's time to change out my salt. Put a little more in there. It's always good to have that. And I'm more than just about breakfast. Even though I like breakfast like that oatmeal, I believe in having meat and food. This is rice, but it does have stuff in there you can't see. It has onion powder and garlic powder. Some stuff mixed up in there like dehydrated carrots, dehydrated onions, and dehydrated tomatoes, all in the middle of this. It's just minute rice with all that stuff put in it. I've replaced this once before, used it out in the field when I needed it, and it was great to have in my bag. And I've got some homemade jerky here, cut up and freeze dried and put in my pack. And this is just regular beef. Nothing special, but it's great to have. Anyway guys, that's basically everything I have in my pack. If you have any questions, you know, shoot me a message. Sorry for the long video, but I had fun doing it. I'm sure some of you did too. My favorite videos are bug out bag videos, or, you know, bag videos, EDC bag, or like I said, Armageddon response bags like this. They're great to have. I love to watch them. I love seeing other people's ideas. So if you've done a video or you want to do a video, leave a video response and I'll definitely watch it. So leave me some comments, guys, and rate the video. So I guess I'll talk to you guys later. I just realized I forgot to show you guys the strap of the bag. Now there's 3 important things I usually have with me up here. One being my little 22 Magnum Pug. A lot of times I set it between one of the little molly pieces when I'm walking around. It's easy to access. It acts like a hook and loop holster. It just works, or it's in my pocket. Another thing being this flashlight, which I've done a review on. It is a solar flashlight, lasts a long time. If you guys look at my old videos, you'll see the review of this. I call it my ultimate prepper flashlight, and you know, it's just a great flashlight. And that was just hooked up front here. Got to show you that. And the most important thing I forgot to show you, and it's very embarrassing as a guy who loves cutlery, is one of my custom knives I usually have on the front here. You can see it's usually hooked up here, and has a carbon fiber Kydex sheath on the front. It's just an A2 knife with micarta handles, and it's milled out in the handle to store some survival gear. I've never done a review on one of my own knives, but I might do it on this one. You guys might like it. Maybe you guys would be interested in it. Anyway guys, like I said, rate, comment, subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Some fresh raspberries. I love that. They're all over the place. Some black raspberries. Some cherries. Doesn't get any better than that.